Okay, and we are live. Let me just pull everything up, make sure everything's looking nice and good. I'm not gonna tweet anything out today. I'm not gonna we're also not gonna have too much preamble or anything like that. I just want to make sure everything's running good, and then we're probably just gonna jump straight into the game because I don't have too much time tonight, and I'll explain more about it tomorrow. But basically, because tomorrow we're going to be back for Undertale, actually back to do Undertale since we didn't do it last week, and I'll explain more of that as well. Why I pulled up Twitch to check on the Twitch thing, and the first thing I see is just a shirtless man with another man green screening his face onto the arm of the shirtless. What am I looking at right now? Anyways, Twitch is a thing. Twitch is an interesting place to be. Anyways, yeah, I just want to make sure everything's... Oh, let me just silence that dork right now. All right, there we go. Cool. But yeah, no. Basically, last night, again, I'll explain more tomorrow, but last night I didn't get any sleep at all. It got to the point of I realized I'm not falling asleep tonight, so I just kind of got up and I started working on stuff, started working on some scripts for videos, started outlining a project that I want to work on. And again, I'll talk more about that tomorrow. But basically, I'm currently running on nothing but 55 ounces of Dr. Pepper and hopes and dreams. So we're gonna run a little bit shorter than we usually do. You know, usually I like to go for 2. I just heard an echo. From somewhere. What's going on? OMG, it's the TwoFold guy. Oh my, OMG, it's the TwoFold person. Hello, how's it going, Tracy? How's your Achilles doing? It feeling any better? Hopefully, please. I hope you're getting better. But yeah, no. So I do apologize if I'm sound a little bit more out of it than I usually am. Again, the 0 sleep, nothing but caffeine and McDonald's fueling this temple that I call my body right now. So we're probably only gonna go about to 10:30 to 10:40 my time, so about an hour and a half-ish. Just because I need to go to bed today. I don't want to go on too long because I'm I'm already feeling the exhaustion, but I'm listen, it's Women's Wednesday. We gotta be here to play TwoFold. And I don't want to miss a Wednesday stream for our studio lawn time unless I absolutely have to. And I'm you know what? Sure. Am I only 15% here? Yes. That is enough to be doing it. Did you end up reading the whatchamacallit, by the way? No, I did not, because a baby arrived on Saturday, so I spent the weekend helping the parents be okay and get everything that they needed, because it kind of hit them out of surprise and stuff like that. So I spent a lot of the weekend doing that. Yeah, yeah, that was the plan. My plan on Saturday was, because I love doing chores. I know that makes me sound like a weirdo, but I love cleaning and doing breaks and stuff. But I love cleaning, so my goal was to clean, read a little bit, clean, read a little bit. But then I took my dog to the vet to get one of her monthly shots because she has Addison's disease, so she needs to get a Zycortal injection every month. And as soon as I was on my way back from that, I got the call of hey, Bad, the baby's here. Can you help me drive around and get stuff to make sure everything's taken care of? And I was yeah, you know what, that's super fair. And then we also got to meet the baby, and she was very cute. And we didn't get to see her too much because she was getting tests done on her by the nurses and the midwives and everything, you know, because newborns and all, they need to be you need to check them out to make sure that they're okay to live. But it's still really nice to see them and get spend time with the parents, you know, being hey, we've been waiting for this for so long, it's awesome that it's here. And also just making sure that she was okay after everything happened. You got to see the baby. Let's go. I did, and she's so cute, except it's so weird because we don't see any of her parents or her grandparents in her at all. Her mouth is her dad's, and then the rest of her features were just where did she get these? Where did these come from? Excuse us? Her nose is the biggest thing. I just sat there looking between her parents' noses where did you get this from? This doesn't look anything like that. But she's still so cute. So I was so happy to see it. It felt like a surreal moment. She got them off of Amazon. Yeah. She just you know, she had a Amazon gift card, so she just bought the parts off of there. That checks out. But it felt surreal because Like the best way to describe it is like, let's say you have like a friend who's like leaving, whether it be like they're going on like moving, or like they're going out of like state or like country for like some kind of like travel things. I'm trying to think if you're a good way to explain it. Blame my tired brain. But like you don't really like feel that up until like they're leaving. Like it doesn't feel real till then. And it kind of felt the same thing with us. Like we've been like, you know, waiting for this baby for like 9 months. And it didn't really feel real till I went into the hospital room and was like, oh my gosh, there's a child in that basket right there. That's crazy. Jokes aside, babies can inherit stuff from grandparents and even great-grandparents in rare occasions. I got my grandfather's hair, for example. Yeah, like, you know, like, I'm not, like, I don't know too much about genes, but I kind of knew that. But it's just always, like, kind of fun to, like, look at the baby and see if you can, like, find, like, where they get all their stuff. Like, another one of my friends had her first kid, I want to say, like, half a year ago. And I was seeing some recent pictures of him. And he just looks like my friend if she was, like, a baby boy. Like, you can, like, every single one of his features is like, oh, that's her right there. He got nothing from his dad. He got absolutely nothing inherited from his father. He got it all from her side of the family. So it's really funny just to see, like, just the juxtaposition of, like, here's just one baby who can pick out every single individual feature and where he got it, and then this baby and being like, I don't see the resemblance here. Granted, like you said, you can get it from, like, their great-grandparents, and I've never, you know, met either of their great-grandparents, but, you know, but again, it was just, like, it was so awesome. It was so awesome to see, because, like, I don't know, if you've ever, like, been around for, like, a friend or, like, someone you care about, like, having a kid, it's like it generally feels like a magical moment, like, because it's something that, like, a lot of people, like, you know, are really looking forward to and, like, try hard for and, like, are excited for. So it's like just being able to, like, share that moment was so awesome. But with that being said, we're probably gonna stop the preamble there, because again, we're not gonna go for too long tonight, just so I can go to bed, which does suck, but we'll be back next week. I won't be up, because last night I was up till 2 in the morning helping these same friends with other stuff. So, and that's, like, by the time I got home, I couldn't take any of, like, my sleeping aids to go to sleep, so I didn't get any sleep last night. So I'm like, next week there will be nothing that causes me to be in this state, so we can start sooner, we could go later, but, you know, we gotta take care of ourselves, that kind of thing. Later down the line, they can acquire features similar to those that take care of them. Like, some children can look similar to their adoptive parents. Wait, really? I've never heard of that. Like, when you're saying, like, because, like, you know, I've heard of, like, when, like, some of their features can kind of, like, more resemble their parents down the line. I'm like, yeah, I mean, like, you know, that could be, like, a funky genetic thing of, like, it's taking time for, like, these features to kind of, like, set in, if that makes sense. But I've never heard of that happening with people who that's so weird. Do you know how that works? Like, the science behind that? Because that sounds like science fiction stuff to me. It doesn't sound real. That kind of sounds awesome. Saw it in class. It's more likely if they're adopted really, really young. That's still so weird. How does that work? Because, like, you know, like, how we look and everything is, like, based in, like, our genetics, our DNA, and, like, that wouldn't change just because you're, like, seeing somebody who looks different than you, is, like, at least how I would feel about it. So, like, oh, hello, Plastico, I like the bang boo, how are you doing? How's it going? I kind of want to look more into that, because that sounds so weird. Good water. I have a big old sippy cup. I say it's a sippy cup. It's like a Yeti cup. I got it for Christmas, and I was like, I haven't used this thing since Christmas, and it's so nice. It keeps my water so cold for so long, and I love it, especially because I don't have ice here at my house, so I couldn't tell you the specifics right now. I'm standing in a parking lot, and it's free. Why are you standing in a parking lot freezing? That does not sound like a good way to spend the night. I'm guessing you just because you probably got done with classes recently, huh? Yeah, that would do it. One of the joys of going to college during the winter is, one of my favorite memories was just standing at the train station at, like, 8 p.m. and waiting for the train, and then it got delayed for, like, an extra hour. And we didn't know how long the train would be delayed for, so all of us just stood there for the extra hour, freezing to death. It was a great time. I couldn't tell. Wait, I just got off class. I'm waiting for my sister to pick me up. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. That's kind of what I assumed as soon as I asked it. I was like, that would make sense. But yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and jump on into it. I'm gonna explain more about like how this week's been going and everything tomorrow during Undertale. But for now, we're just gonna jump on into it. I woke up expecting a text from Millie, telling me she was waiting to pick me up outside. Playing How to Train Your Dragon, waiting for the train was fun. Yeah, it was, but then the game kind of became like super stale. Like playing that, I like looked back into it. The game's still running, but it just got so stale so fast because they just kept doing the exact same things over and over. I got half of it right at least. Rather than enjoying the morning in the passenger seat of a heater-equipped car. I'm spending it riding my bike down a city street I'm largely unfamiliar with, the duffel bag across my shoulder making this more uncomfortable than normal. I read over her text again every few minutes to reconfirm the address, the rest of the message being entirely foreign to me. Idling rough? What does that even mean? Something about spark plugs. I don't know. Paper Mario Brain Red that has 1,000-year door. Nice, let's go. That's a game I need to play eventually. I've never played any of the Paper Mario games, but they look like so much fun. Eventually I find a set of numbers that match up, and the exterior at least looks enough like a machinist shop. More than eager to escape from the cold, I dismount my bike and step inside. Oh, that's cute. Is that the June bug? Well, if there was any doubt I was in the right place, the little red car front and center quickly dispels it. Millie spots me before I see her, ducking out from behind the car to greet me.
Hey there! Sorry for making you meet me out here like this.
No problem. It's not too bad out there right now. Junebug doing okay?
I shove my hands deep into my coat pockets, lest my shivering give that fib away. Millie beams at me before briefly turning her gaze to the car.
She's just fine. Just being proactive to prevent another incident before it happens. You read my text, right?
Yeah, and we had no idea what it meant. I respond with an ignorant frown. Millie's unsure of how to read it at first, but she eventually replies with a small giggle. Audible movement from the back snaps her out of her smile, turning again to me with an almost apologetic expression. They're great. You gotta invite me if you play. I'm a walking encyclopedia, Lamau. I'm so down for that. Because especially with, like, I'm so bad at RPGs. I'm the most, like, do the most basic stuff, and if there's any advanced things that you need to do, unless it's Pokemon, I don't do it, because I just don't get them. You know, I should have brought headphones. Millie's voice scared me. Volume. Does she need to be turned down? I could turn her down if we need to, if she's too loud. But yeah, no, headphones would probably help.
Oh, right. I should probably warn you.
The man on the other side of the office window, rushing out to meet us the second we managed to make eye contact, I assume.
Hey, Mills. This your +1, I assume?
I dig his outfit. The overalls are based. No, it's fine. I'm not used to speakers on the street, that's all. That's fair. I get, like, so unconscious if I'm, like, listening to anything without headphones on, because I'm like, every little thing feels so loud, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to annoy anyone else, like that kind of thing. So, like, listening to them, like, on the streets or anything, I'm like, no, I get that. I get them, Phil. A deep sigh from his daughter, before a forced smile and a small nod. His own grin is much more sincere in comparison.
Glad to finally put a face to the... Wait. I know you, don't I?
Yeah, we met at the end of the last episode. You forgot me already. He takes a step forward, which makes me instinctively take a step back to maintain the distance. Nevertheless, he leans in, giving me a quick once-over.
Olive, right? From Bellhop?
How dare you? He got it half right, at least. Same, but the parking lot is barren. I feel like that just makes it, like, worse, though. It's sort of like when you're in a completely silent, like, house or something, and you make the smallest sound, and it's like, oh no, that probably sounded like an explosion.
Bell House. But yeah, that's me. Good to see you again.
He, on the other hand, seems fully confident in his feelings, pulling himself upright again with a boastful smile.
Thought so. To think I was shaking your hand a few weeks ago. None the wiser.
Oh yeah, that was a few weeks ago. Never mind. You're so valid for not remembering me. Mike gently taps Millie's arm with his elbow, an act which causes her to grimace.
You and your twist endings, huh? Ever the writer.
This gets an even stronger reaction out of her as she buries her face into her hands. Not entirely immune to his daughter's suffering, his smile softens a little and his posture mellows. Still, overall, get it, he's wearing overalls? His demeanor now compared to the Bell House last time is completely different. I'm not sure if it's due to being in his home turf of the shop, or the fact that he was expecting me.
Let me borrow your keys. Just gonna give her one last checkup real quick. Won't be more than a few seconds.
Olive from IHOP. I won't lie, that is also what I was thinking. Millie obliges wordlessly, shoving her key ring into his hand. His expression doesn't falter as he turns to the car, humming a small tune to himself as he opens the driver's side door. In stark contrast, Millie continues to stew in her flustered frustration.
You're so dramatic. You should feel lucky to have such a doting dad.
If looks could kill, I'd be dead 10 times over. The car starting to life is enough to finally pull Millie back into a normal standing position. After a few moments, Mike emerges from the car, poking his head over the roof.
Sounds good to me. How about you?
Perfect. I owe you one.
Well, if you're offering.
Oh no, Millie, that might have been a mistake. He cuts the engine and closes the door, tossing Millie her keys as he makes his way over to us again.
Come on down and visit more often, okay? The house and the garage have both felt emptier without you lately.
Millie hesitates to respond, instead playing with the keys in her hand. This is the first time all morning I've seen Mike's smile dampen.
Things have been busy. Between finals and, my relationship. Sorry, I'll try and be better about it.
Yeah, I know. I don't blame you or anything. I just swear I could still see little 7-year-old Millie around out of the corner of my eye sometimes.
It's a bit too early for my phantom to be haunting you.
He laughs through his nose.
Guess I might have a problem then. He's all over the place nowadays. Out front playing in the snow, excitedly bouncing in place whenever a customer brings a red car in, playing pinball with Caprice on the old work computer whenever Charlie needed a sitter.
Oh my gosh, are we about to start hunting ghosts?
You switched tenses.
No, that's the wrong visual novel. That's later. We'll do that later. Getting extreme mental shock from watching the stream in English and hearing people talk in Spanish IRL. That is probably like, because I have like a little bit of that in AP Spanish where like people would switch back and forth constantly just because we were expected to speak in Spanish as much as we could in that class, and it obviously didn't work. So it felt weird to ever hear people speak Spanish in that class. It just was like, oh, my brain was not mentally ready for that. He sighs, setting his smile back in place afterwards.
Guess I did. Am doing?
It's okay. For some reason, I also struggle when I'm using tenses. I don't know why.
Very funny.
She rolls her eyes, but she's finally matching her dad's smile. No one says anything for a couple seconds, in a moment that's equal parts serene and awkward.
So, what's the plan? Are we just gonna meet up at your place this evening?
Mike jumps to attention at my question, giving it serious thought once it actually registers. He tilts his head back and forth a few times before an answer seems to fall out of his brain. He digs into his pocket for another key, passing it to Millie.
You two can go on ahead if you want. I've got some business to take care of here. And I was planning to do a grocery run on the way home.
I don't switch back and forth because I'm not a stereotypical cartoon character that feels the need to remind the viewer where they're from every 3 words. Oh no, that's what I didn't mean that. I just meant because like you're going from like hearing it to like then me speaking in it. So like, although I was just relating because I'm like, yeah, in that class, as soon as like things would like switch out of nowhere, it'd be like a mental shock to the brain.
Are you sure? I don't mind killing time around town if you wanted to head back together.
Nah, no sense suffering out in the cold on my account.
Millie responds with an understanding nod. Satisfied with that, Mike turns his attention towards me instead.
The guest room's a bit of a mess right now. I hate to ask, but are you gonna be good with the couch?
Yeah, that'll be fine.
Good to hear. I'll pile up a bunch of extra pillows and blankets for you at least.
Tracy, what did you just say in the message above? How dare you do this to me? You should know that my Spanish isn't good enough to remember, especially that last word. I could read the the first three. I don't know that last one. He gives a small thumbs up, signaling the end of the conversation. Or so I think, before a realization crosses his face and he turns to Millie again.
Oh yeah, Mo's probably hungry by now. Make sure his bowl is topped up, would you?
Probably hungry? At this hour?
His ever-present confidence finally breaks as he delivers a nervous laugh.
Dad.
Love you. You two have fun. Make sure you give him the grand tour, Mills.
And he's gone before I have time to blink. All Millie can muster is a frustrated sigh. The leisurely drive out of the city and into the suburbs was, as ever with Millie, a calm experience. I think I'm starting to enjoy our trips in our little car. As she pulls the handbrake up, I get out and retrieve the luggage while she fusses around in the driver's seat. Popping the trunk open, I drag out my modest duffel bag and swing it over my shoulder before hauling out Millie's suitcase too.
Oh.
Millie rushes out of the car to assist me, arriving just before the weight of her luggage can tip me over.
Sorry, I should have packed more economically. Ugh.
She grabs me by the arm and lugs both me and her suitcase off the road and into the front yard.
I'm such a mess right now.
I said anyways the hypocrisy, except that's not the word for hypocrisy. Spanish jokes were replaced with any word starting with the same 4 letters. Oh. I'm glad you could explain that to me. I simply never would have understood. I was gonna look up that word, so I'm glad that I didn't. Otherwise I would have been even more confused.
Stressed?
No, I'm fine. There's just...
She claps her hands together, as if to dissipate her frazzled energy.
so much family to think about. Full house and all.
There's the cloud that's been hanging over this entire holiday. This morning's diversion did an okay job at distracting me from it in the moment, but it had to come back around sooner or later. Millie's slumped shoulders and heavy sigh agree with me. At least being out here alone for a day will give us both some breathing space. Eager to focus on literally anything else, my gaze turns towards my home for the next few days. I guess Millie's dad managed to stay in an all-right area at the cost of his commute. Compared to the houses on either side, all that's to be seen regarding the season is a Christmas tree visible through the window and a simple string of lights. Still, something about the simplicity is charming. Given how far out of town this is, it made sense to bunk with Millie for a couple of nights rather than have her drive in and out to pick me up each day. What's even more charming, however, is the allure of getting inside and out of the cold. I turn back to Millie, who's managing her luggage.
I can take that for you.
No, you can't. I just watched you try.
She picks up both my duffel bag and her suitcase like it's nothing, smiling sweetly as she passes me on the way to her front door. Base, let's go, Millie, let's go.
The effort is appreciated, though.
Girl boss it, sweet. Oh. Okay then. Millie places my bag down to fetch the keys from her coat. I grab at my bag while she opens the door, determined to, at the very least, carry my own weight. We finally step inside, and I do my part by closing the door behind us. Millie sets her luggage down as gently as she's able before briefly turning to me to make sure I'm managing okay. Yeah, it's the word for... I can't say that word. It would just simply be embarrassing if I tried. I'm too white to say, I'm too white to attempt it. I do want to look it up really quick though, just to see if I was mentally close. Hang on. Oh, I spelled it wrong. I spelled it so horribly wrong. It's an English. Wait, it's a math. Oh, that's why I don't get it. Ew, math. Listen. Despite how poorly I tend to speak on stream, my subject was always English. I passed every class with flying colors, every test with flying colors, yada yada. Math was never it for me. And it simply never, ever will be. And I'm okay with that. Everyone has their limits. Everyone has what they're good and bad at. And I don't care to be good at math. So, like, I was like, I don't know what this word is. It must be a foreign word. But to find out it's a math word, it's like the same thing. It's the same thing in my brain. We finally step inside, and I do my part by closing the door behind us. Amelia sets her luggage down as gently as she's able before briefly turning to me to make sure I'm managing okay. Kitty? Amelia's expression, usually relaxed and warm, shoots up and her smile widens tenfold, or twofold, winks, high fives, in a way that I've only seen when talking shop over writing. Oh, that is the chunkiest little cat ever. It's just a blob with arms, legs, and a head. What are you talking about? Oh no. Hi, Mr. Mo, certified chunker. He's King Chunker. That is the chunkiest cat ever. Oh my gosh. Dog, I was at the vet today, getting my dog. Like, my dog had a dentist appointment and everything, and they have a sign on one of the walls in the waiting room, and on it is like, you know, here's like your dog at like healthy weight, slightly heavy, obese, and dog. This cat would introduce a whole new category to that graph. But I love him. Look at his doofy little face. She spins around quickly to meet the source of the sound, what can be best described as a sentient as a sentient orb with cat ears waddles out of the kitchen. Their eyes meet and Millie bends down and scoops him up as he approaches, struggling more with him than the baggage she was hauling around moments ago. Oh my gosh. Huh, a new category. I'm so sad, because terrible puns like that are my favorite. I'm so sad I didn't think of that. But so with my bad wrist, you know, they've like slowly been getting better. But one of the things I still struggle to do is there are 3 cats at my parents' house. 2 of them I can pick up just fine. But one of them is chunky enough that she hurts my wrist to pick up if I do it with only one hand. So I have to scoop her up with both, because she's just the chunkiest girl, and I love her. But like, that's just all I could think about. Like, when she was talking, like, yeah, she's struggling with the cat that her luggage. Oh my gosh.
Oh, I missed you, buddy. Jeez, Dad hasn't even been trying to make you follow that diet, huh?
Oh my gosh, he's supposed to be on a diet? I don't think it's working. I don't think it's working at all. Sorry.
Hey, you gonna introduce me?
Millie turns to me, cat still cradled in her arms.
Olive, meet Mr. Mo. There's a cat under all that flab somewhere, I promise.
Yeah, no, I'm sure. Somewhere, eventually. She says, freeing one of her hands momentarily to affectionately pat his head.
I wanted to bring him with me when Caprice and I moved out for college, but our apartment doesn't allow pets. Looks like Dad's been spoiling him silly while I've been gone.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Mo.
Oh, he's so cute. Millie sets him down gently as he begins to fuss at her arms. He approaches me, giving my legs a couple quick sniffs before sauntering away to the couch.
He likes you!
I can't imagine how she managed to gather that from our interaction. Listen, he didn't hiss, or he didn't, like, scratch at you. That's how you know, alright?
Anyway, let's start getting settled in. Do you want to store your things in my room for now?
I'm in a sea creature diet. I see a creature, I eat it. Hey, yo, what do you mean by that? Do you mean it's sort of like a Twilight thing where you see a deer and then you just go chow down? Is that what you mean by that? Because that's what it sounds like. My eyes move around as I gingerly finish a quick lunch of sandwiches in the living room, Millie returning after depositing her finished glass and plate in the kitchen. I see, creature. I eat it. I'm going to take what I said as the truth. And now there's a mushroom. I don't think mushrooms count as creatures, unless it's a toad. If you're eating a toad, that would count. The noise of the radio, occasionally more static than voice, drones on with the weather report for the day. While the usual bits and pieces collected during a life sit here and there, the place is generally a lot cleaner than I expected. From what Haley told me, I would have figured the place would be decked out with festive cheer and lights. Instead, it looks a lot more like what my mom and I would put up. The little tree in the corner, a small reminder of the season without much fanfare. Millie herself looks a bit disappointed.
Sorry, there's not much decoration.
Haley mentioned? I know, I got so hyped, and it's like,
things.
but she's not here. And it's probably not, we're not going to see her for a while, probably. And that, it just made my heart sad to realize that. Also, I just noticed on the chat that I went to gesture at it with my mouse, but you guys can't see that because all you can see is it on this screen. If I move it over to OBS, you can't. I just noticed that chat goes over the board, like the frame of the chat thing. I don't know how to fix that, so we're gonna move on. I just realized it.
I don't mind either way. I think it's cozy.
I guess that's a word for it.
No, unironically, Christmas decorations are super cozy just to have up, even if it's not a lot. Like, I set one up in my bedroom because I didn't really have anywhere else to put it, so I just put a big old one, like, right at the foot of my bed, basically. And sure, has it been almost 2 months since Christmas? Yes. Is it still standing? Absolutely. I don't think I'm taking it down anytime soon, if at all. She shrugs and puts a few presents under the tree, stacking them neatly together. When she stands, she looks out the front window with a smile.
The weather looks like it'll be good today.
You want to explore outside a bit?
Dad told me to give you the grand tour, remember? Grab your coat.
Sounds like a plan.
I would love to decorate with both Christmas and Halloween decor at once. That would be a fun idea. Because I've never, like, this is the first time I've actually decorated my house for, like, a holiday. I don't actually know why, because I love, like, having, like, decorations up. It's just, it's more of just the process of, like, I don't have any, and the ones that I, like, are in the house are, like, my grandma's, and she puts those all upstairs, so I never decorated, like, my section of the house. So, like, I had, like, bum a tree off of my parents, and that's what I have up is, like, just stuff from them. I should get, like, some Halloween decorations this year, though, because that sounds like it'd be a vibe. Trudging through the snow, I quietly follow Millie's lead as we walk. The expedition is a welcome distraction from the morning's events for her. Now that I have a better lay of the land, I can see that the Clark house is right on the outskirts of the suburb itself, having struck outwards from the house behind us. We now walk along the winding train tracks. Perhaps unsurprisingly, the weather report ended up being wrong. While the snowfall isn't bad, it's like the first snow of the... Anyways, it isn't bad enough to turn back, the two of us not being that far from the house anyway. It's difficult to see far. It feels all that much more alone out here.
So where are we headed?
Just to the bridge, the one we drove over on the way here.
Guessing you used to come here often?
She gives a nod.
We'd walk out here on the way to the convenience store sometimes. Not many other places to go around here without driving into the city.
I put a tiny Christmas tree on my desk for Christmas 2022. It's still there, as it should be. Listen, oh my gosh, my parents recently took down their Christmas tree, and I was so mad because I love the vibes that it gives to a room, and I wanted them to keep it up for like whenever I'm there. And they were like, even though my mom was also like, yeah, no, I want to keep it up too, but we gotta put it down because it's not Christmas season anymore. And it's like, no, that's not how it works. I also, behind me, I just pointed at it. You guys can't see it. I don't know why I do that so often. I point and gesture at things in my room as if you guys can see anything beyond me and the temple behind me. But you can't actually see the office around me. There's a Christmas tree. I have it on a mini fridge. It's unplugged right now because I didn't want to burn out its batteries. But it's there and I love it. It's the only thing I have in my office. Everything else is in my bedroom. But I do have that and it's fun.
Most of the time, it was more of a matter of me bringing Mom out while Dad was at work during the day. Hey, this is a bit of a shot in the dark, but did you ever have a train set or something similar growing up?
Yes, absolutely. Anyone who didn't, that's just a sad time.
Kind of. These tracks making you nostalgic?
Maybe a little. It's just something small that sprang to mind.
She gives a small nod to the side, guiding my gaze to the train tracks on the other side of the railing.
Dad had one he kept around. He actually left a few tracks and cars behind when he left. I was never allowed to play with it before then, but it was fun when I could. It's probably still in an old cardboard box somewhere at my mom's.
Sorry. Sounds like it was more of a collection than a toy for you.
I think so. Yeah.
For me, I just like to watch them go by.
I'm about to ask what she means, if she had an electric set or something, but the sound behind me interrupts me before I can start. A pair of bright yellow lights shines through the falling snow, a foghorn reverberating through the air as the freight train approaches, looming through the white fog ahead.
Welcome to my childhood train set.
As the bridge beneath us begins to shake, I find my grip on the railing tightening. Millie, on the other hand, is practically leaning over it entirely. I'd never really appreciated just how giant they actually are until being this close to one as it's moving. I'm winded as the machine rumbles by, the clattering of the rails and the carriage filling my ears. Millie looks on with an expression of childlike excitement. I'm sure no different to the face she'd had at the same scene 10 or more years past. I can't help but smile at the earnest sense of wonder she's managed to keep a hold of into adulthood. Carriage after carriage passes us, Millie's eyes never tearing from the sight. This really is a train set for her, though far longer than the one I'd had. I just looked over as I just saw, Your Honor, they're so married, and they so are. I'm so ready for it. And the fact that it hasn't happened yet, I was like, come on, guys, what are you waiting for? My living room has such limited space, we actually have to take it down if we want to use the front door. You know, okay, well, you see, that's fair. That's understandable. Even though front doors are kind of overrated and windows are there for a reason, that's understandable because it's like a little like rude to expect your guests to do that or anything like that. So I'm destroying both my back and my butt by sitting on the concrete. I should stand up, Lamau. Yes, you should. Yeah. Oh my gosh. What do you mean the concrete doesn't make for a good seat? I heard it had lumbar support and everything. What, are you telling me that those reviews were a lie? Jeez. Yeah, no, please stand up. Oh my gosh. That just gave me like horrible flashbacks to like, again, just college days of I'd sit all day at school in the worst chairs ever. Then I'd come home to work my desk job all night. And it got to the point of like, my back got so jacked up from just sitting all day, every day, that a doctor took a look at it and said, what the f did you do to your back? Before he prescribed me a lot of steroids. And it was a fun time. It was a fun time. I couldn't stand up for like a week. Who knew sitting could be so dangerous? The deafening racket slowly fades into a snowy distance, leaving a pleasant silence.
That was cool.
Wasn't it? You don't get to see stuff like that up close in the city, do you?
She's practically buoyant, raising herself up and down on the balls of her feet as she's filled with renewed energy. That's adorable. As she settles down, Millie's excitement turns to a warm smile across her face.
Good to know that if we're ever tight on cash, I can just take you train spotting for a date.
That'd be such a cute date, actually. I'm so down for this. She gives me a gentle push, laughing as she does so. Her smile doesn't go away, but definitely softens not long after.
I don't think Mom quite understood it. She always humored me when I dragged her out here, though.
This is gonna sound weird. I have a friend who is exactly like Millie when it comes to trains. There's just something about it that whenever he'd see them, he'd like... I almost said he'd like his like body would become erect. That's the words I was gonna use. Like he would like straighten up, but you know, I'm not gonna use. I don't want to use it that way. He'd like just get really excited to see trains, like the biggest smile on his face ever. And he's usually like, he used to be like a pretty reserved guy, but trains were like the one thing where he just light up like a child. It's called autism. yeah, and it's, you know, he just had it specifically for trains, just like Billy. And I was like, it was just like that little connection in my brain of like, oh yeah, I know people like her. Sitting can be just as tiring as standing up. You gotta balance them out. Yo, no, so right. That's why, like, I'm so glad that I have a standing desk now. It makes life 1,000 times better. Because if I didn't have this, my back would still be absolutely destroyed. So I'm glad for it. But yeah, no, it's just like she has trains. You know, I have like Pokemon and like visual novels and stuff. That, you know, we all have our own things. Her face grows distance, an odd look of nostalgia and sadness crossing her expression. Oh, my sister's here now. She doesn't know English though. I guess that's probably a good thing. I feel like I'm embarrassing to listen to, so that's, you know, that works out perfectly fine. As long as she doesn't understand me, it's less embarrassing that way. Good water.
You must miss her a lot, huh?
Yeah, I do.
I've never asked before. All this time, every time she's brought up her mom has been in passing. An anecdote, a fond memory, a small touch. Even if she's passed on, almost every aspect of Millie's life has been touched by her in some way. I asked if she understood what you said, and she said no, we Gucci. Let's go. The less people that understand me, the better. It's better for society that way. Millie treasures every moment she shared with her mom. That much is clear. I almost feel guilty not asking sooner. Seeing her eyes light up with love at the opportunity to share more about her. I slow my walking, turning towards the lake. Millie stands at my side, exhaling a long breath of fog into the air.
What was she like?
Best viewers on Steam Buddha. Hey, Plastico, you still here? Could you get that for me? I'm feeling lazy and I don't want to. Not again. Yeah, I feel like I need to like become more strict with my settings in Twitch, just because some people were having issues with like some of their actual messages getting deleted, and they weren't saying anything bad. They were just like asking about what the games we were playing at the time. But ever since I became more lax on it, we'd be getting a lot more bots. So I think I just need to be okay having it be a little bit more strict so we can get those out of there. Hang on. Give me just one moment. Do. Okay, there we go. We should be good in a moment now. But yeah, no, I definitely need to do it more, because I feel like I see a lot of people not get any bots, and I feel like I get them a lot. I remember this one streamer coming back to a wave of bots and just saying, I need mods. Who wants mod? That's so fair. I mean, hey, listen, you're here a lot. You could be a mod if you wanted to. Like, I always feel like weird asking people if they want to be mods, because I'm like, it kind of feels like a job, and I feel weird about it, especially since I already have a mod. So I just kind of texted him like, hey, could you get rid of this guy for me really quick? Just get this bot out of here. But I always feel like weird asking. Oh, I wouldn't mind. Oh, sweet. Hang on. Let me pull everything up. I haven't done this in so long. Oh no, I think I might have forgotten how to do it because I've only ever modded one person. Hang on. You know, we might do that later. It'll be taken care of. But I got you. Because like, I do appreciate you saying that you wouldn't mind, though. I do appreciate that. I just don't want to slow things down because I'm bad and forget how to do things. I try to show up as much as possible, so hopefully I can help. And I really appreciate that. It's awesome getting to see you, like, whenever you're, like, doing this or Undertale. It's a lot of fun. Oh, that was such... Oh, my gosh. That was such a good crack in my back. So I'm so sorry. I was stretching while I was saying that, and I just felt like my entire back just popped with that one stretch. I was like, oh, that felt heavenly. But yeah, no, I really appreciate you being here as much as you are. It's awesome. I thought that was a sneeze, lol. No, that was like a little, But yeah, no, I'll definitely look into that after stream to get that set up.
She was gentle, very quiet too. Even as a child, I noticed that. She loved books, taking walks. She kept a journal, several, actually. I remember her handwriting was so pretty. I would ask her to write my name for me, over and over, so I could practice it.
Aww.
It sounds like you were pretty similar.
She gives a smile of appreciation at the sentiment, but there's an insincerity to it.
I don't know. I don't think I resemble her very much. If I did, I think I'd be... sorry, I don't mean to be a downer.
Something shifts in Millie, like she snaps out of her head. She turns to me, giving me the same kind of easygoing grin she would use all the time in the writing club.
Huh? I asked.
We should get moving before it gets too cold.
Quashing down any lingering feelings, Millie doesn't wait for me to agree. She thrusts her hands into her pockets and shakes her head. I want to ask more, or at least give her space to talk if she'd like to. I have to remember I'm just a friend, not a partner. Okay, but if you scroll up in chat, you would simply see that you're married already, so don't give me that. Not involved more than I have to be. But listen, friends can also be involved in that way. It's fine. It's fine. I wonder if she feels the need to keep up her act in front of me because of that. The two of us begin the long walk back to her house, me jogging slightly to catch up to her. Neither of us say much, save for some pleasant small talk. I can only hope, probably fruitlessly, that tomorrow is just as calm. Also, is this like a weird, like, graphical glitch right here? Do you guys see this? It's like kind of faintly there. There's just like a line through like a fifth of the way down the screen. It looks real weird. But at the same time, that's also where the snow's coming from, so I think it might be like an effect from that. The next day. Last night gave a surprisingly good sleep, all things considered. The house is quite peaceful, a far cry from the ambient noise of sleeping in an apartment building. Aside from leaving me with stiff shoulders, the couch was comfortable enough for me to rest too. After a quick stretch, I reach for my glasses, officially ready to start the day. So, now what? Looking for ways to occupy my idle hands, I reach for the blanket I was using last night and start folding it away. I'll need it again tonight, but I'm sure the living room will be seeing a lot of use, and it wouldn't do for the couch to be such a mess. As I'm wrapping up my cleaning, the kitchen behind me starts showing signs of life with the sounds of an early sizzle finding its way to my ears. By her own admission, Millie isn't much of a cook, which narrows down the options pretty significantly. I stand up and add the mountain of pillows Mike provided me atop the now folded blanket, before turning towards the kitchen. I take a few steps over to the entertainment center to steal a glance at my phone, charging away. It's not even 6:30 yet, and who knows how long he'd been out here before I woke up. I thought I was a morning person, but not to that extent, and definitely not on holiday. With that minor curiosity sated, I make my way towards the entranceway of the kitchen. As predicted, he's hunched over a pan, not doing much of anything other than observing it right now. It's early enough into the process where whatever he's working on isn't giving off a strong enough aroma to clue me in on what breakfast is going to be yet.
Morning.
He turns his head, looking as if he's just seen a ghost before returning to his typical hard-to-read self.
Oh, morning. Didn't wake you, did I?
I don't feel like Mike's that hard to read. He just looks like he's always, like, uncomfortable.
Nah, this is about the standard for me. So, where should I put all this for now?
Just put the pile by the stairs. I'll put things away later. Breakfast should be done in 40 minutes or so, give or take. Probably give.
Will do. Should I wake Millie up?
If you're looking for a Christmas Day breakup, maybe. She'll make her way down eventually. Don't worry.
Him turning back to his pan is enough of a signal that our brief conversation is over. After plopping the bedding off by the stairs as instructed, all I can think to do is return to the couch while I wait for something to eventually pull up my attention as the world starts to wake. And wake it does. Just a few minutes after the house starts smelling of pancake batter, the sound of a door opening can be heard faintly from upstairs. Mike looks like a chill dude learning how to not be socially awkward. That's like an excellent way to put it, because like as soon as he like smiles or does anything like outside of just like be neutral, he looks like a very chill dude. But as soon as he returns, his neutral state is awkward, and he has to like work a little bit to get out of that. So that's a good way to put it. Followed by a massive yawn and a loud meow and then finally the dragging of feet down the steps. That was a struggle and a half to read. Oh my gosh.
Dad, it's barely 7.
I let you sleep in. Happy holidays.
Ugh.
I will never not laugh at the cat. At Mr. Mo. His laughs from the kitchen drown out any further mumbling from her as she collapses beside me on the couch, her bedtime partner instead choosing to patter his way to Mike's side.
Aw, morning, Mo.
He's still dieting. Don't you dare.
This is me talking to my family about my dog. Whenever she needs to diet, I'm the only one who follows. She doesn't get a response and she doesn't push it further, likely knowing it's a fruitless endeavor. It truly is.
Sleep well?
It was going great until a few minutes ago.
Another yawn punctuated by her rubbing some sleep from her eyes. I want to feel sympathetic for her, but it's hard not to smile.
How about you? I can't imagine it was too comfortable.
It could have been worse. Honestly, it might have even been an upgrade.
I think that says more about your bed than it does the couch.
Probably.
We share a brief smile before being interrupted by the clattering of plates. Mike emerges from behind us, plates piled high with pancakes on a tray in one hand, a couple cups of coffee in the other, Mr. Mo close behind. Even working in a diner myself for so long, I'd be terrified of carrying around anything even remotely similar, the potential of a mess being almost catastrophic. Cat, get it? The tray finds its way safely to the table before us, with the coffee soon after hardly a drop out of place.
If you don't take your coffee black, just let me know and I can bring out some sweetener.
Black works fine for me. Thank you.
I was a couch sleeper for 20 years of my life. A bed is a huge upgrade. Okay, no, I wasn't gonna comment on that because I'm like, I know everyone feels differently about it, but I'm so glad you agree. Because, like, I know, like, 1 or 2 people who are like, no, dude, the couch is the way to go. It's so much better. I'm like, no. Maybe it's just because, like, my shoulders are, like, a little too wide. But, like, no couch can actually comfortably fit me. And you're always kind of, like, slightly slanted at an angle because it's just how, like, couches are, like, built and everything, unless it's, like, a very flat one. So it's, like, it's just so uncomfortable. The only time a couch is, like, ever actually, like, comfortable enough to sleep on for me is when I need to stay awake and I'm just, like, slowly drifting off. And it's like, oh, wait, no, this is the one time I want to be awake. But then as soon as I actually go to sleep on a couch, it just would never work. At the very least, it trained me not to move much in my sleep. That is a useful skill. I always listen to stuff when I sleep, and I maybe moved a little too much because I had to stop using headphones because I would move so much in my sleep that I'd end up with, like, the cords, like, wrapped around my neck sometimes. Not enough to, like, choke me or anything, obviously. Otherwise, probably wouldn't be here. But, like, I'm like, that's still probably dangerous. So I stopped using headphones and I just, like, you know, put my stuff on speaker, which works a lot better. I never, like, accidentally get myself tangled while I'm sleeping. Also, thankfully, as, like, I've gotten older, I've stopped moving as much. Or at least there's less evidence that I move as much. Because I've fallen asleep with my glasses on one time, And when I woke up, I freaked out about the fact that I fell asleep with them on, because, you know, that's just a good way to get them broken. And I was like, oh wait, no, they're fine. They're still on my face. Everything's awesome. Were you trying to sleep with a scarf because I was cold? No, listen, that's just called being smart. What are scarves for if not warming you up that part of your body? Thankfully, I realized how bad of an idea it was. Lol. Listen, I was committed to the headphone idea because it was kind of what we were talking about earlier of like, even if it's like the most like normal thing ever, I'm like, no, I can't let anyone hear what I'm listening to. It might bug them. I can't let that happen. And then as I like, you know, aged up a little bit, I was like, you know, I think people being slightly annoyed at hearing me listening to stuff is probably worth me not like choking myself while I sleep. That's probably a good idea. So, but a scarf, dude, sleeping in a scarf, that sounds so cozy until you realize how bad of an idea it is. It's a great idea until you think about it.
Sort of figured it would. You seem like the type.
Hey, what does that mean? I have no idea. I have no idea what the implication is there, or if it's supposed to be a compliment. The fact that Millie's cup is an equal shade of dark probably means it isn't an insult, though. Millie wastes no time taking her first sip, desperate for some help with shaking herself awake. With his hands emptied, Mike brushes them together to signify a job well done, and turns to make his way back to the kitchen.
Are you not having anything? We could eat together.
Nah, dinner's gonna be an all-day project, I fear. You two enjoy yourselves, though.
Hey, yo, dog, it's 7 a.m. Have a pancake. Dinner's not till tonight. That's how dinner works. Stop. And with that, he's gone. Millie responds with a sigh before turning the TV on for some white noise and then picking up her plate.
I wish he'd slow down at least a little.
Considering the gravity of the situation, I can't help but feel it's exactly because of everything going on that he must be trying so hard. The only reason we're here early is to help out with the festivities, after all. Still, that wouldn't be a very helpful reply, so I keep it to myself and we enjoy our breakfast together. Just got home. I'll take a bit helping my sister carry her stuff, but I'll keep listening. Oh, you're absolutely fine. You gotta do whatever you gotta do. The morning passes by quickly. Between wrapping presents together and running to and from the store to grab ingredients for Mike's dinner recipes, the amount of last-minute preparation is more than enough to keep us busy. As late afternoon sneaks up on us, we eventually find a break to return to where we started the day. Side by side on the couch, Mr. Mo napping comfortably on Millie's lap. It's mostly silent now, the only noise being some faint radio program that Mike's listening to in the kitchen and the sound of cooking. It's inevitable that eyes start to wander, with mine eventually resting on the numerous shelves underneath the stairs. More pictures line them than I can count. Mike absent from most of them. Him being camera shy seems like the best explanation there. The grand majority of the photos feature Millie at various ages. Another one can be spotted in several as well. Her red hair, still easy to spot even as the pictures she's in have otherwise begun to fade.
I wish you could have met her.
I've been caught staring.
Me too.
Seemingly given consent to continue my snooping, my eyes return to the shelves. Millie's mom is almost never alone. 9 out of 10 pictures pairing her with her daughter, with everything from formal family photos to playing together in the park.
She seems like a really special person.
Mm-hmm.
She's a few degrees quieter than before. I'm not entirely sure if it's due to her trying to pull memories from the back of her mind, or simply wanting to keep the conversation out of her dad's ears. Probably a mix of the two. Hoot, evening, hoot. Hoot to meet who? It's good to meet you, Inochi. How you doing? How's it going? I love the owl greeting. I appreciate that. It's very fun. We're just here reading some TwoFold. We're not too far into it, honestly. I think we're just like halfway through chapter 2, give or take. But yeah, how's your night going? Or day, depending on where you are.
Remember when I gave you a tour of the apartment and you started poking around my room?
Vividly.
It wasn't poking.
We were.
Oh no, it was. Anyway, that old journal in there? It was hers. Well, ours.
She leans back further into the couch, Slow enough to not stir Mo.
Back when she knew what was coming, she started filling it front to back with things she wanted to say to me. Recipes, messages for every milestone you could think of, countless pages of advice. We'd fill in some pages together, with me asking questions and her answering them the best she could. That's the kind of person she was.
I sink back into the couch as well to try and meet her eyesight better. I feel like I'm somewhere I'm not supposed to be, even hearing about its existence.
She was so thorough about it, too. She had an answer to almost everything. Holding on to what's important, how to be there for someone, dealing with stress, what to do if Dad remarries.
She was already quiet, but that barely even registered as a whisper. I wish I had more to say in response to that, but what else can even be said? At least Mr. Mo's here to make us feel better. She gives Mr. Mo a couple gentle taps, prompting him to crawl off her and into the space between us. With her newfound freedom, Millie stands up to grab a picture from the shelf before returning to my side. Millie's and Caprice's moms both smiling as wide as they're able, babies cradled in their arms. It feels good not to be watching on mobile data anymore. Oh yeah, no, for sure. Wait, because your stream is only available on 1080p? What? Why? Does it just... Wait, is there not like an option to like lower the quality of it? That's so weird. But yeah, no, that's why like I would watch so many more streams if I could like listen to them on like mobile data, because like that's where I would do it. It was like be on like walks and stuff, and it just simply doesn't work. There's no quality option. What? How? That's weird. I guess I might... Do other streamers have that on Twitch? I don't think I've ever actually like looked into that. I just like decided like, hey, no, I'm not gonna like watch them while I'm out on walks or anything. I'll just do it at home. If other people have that, I might need to look into why I don't. Mr. Mo is so cool. I wish chonkers were real. Yeah. Listen, again, I have my chunky cat, but she still hasn't obtained like the true blob form that Mr. Mo has. It might be a bitrate thing. Yeah, that's fair. For some reason, even though I'm using the same internet, the same Ethernet and everything, my bitrate's a lot lower on this computer. Granted, that's probably because it's just like a lot weaker of a PC than my other one. Oh my gosh, and speaking of that, this computer is so broken, I can't even factory reset it correctly. I hit the factory reset button, it would go through the entire process of resetting, get to 99% deleted on everything, and then it'd be like, hey, there's a problem, like resetting your PC, nothing's changed, and then everything would be back, and it's like, what do you mean by that, sir? Care to explain? And then I looked it up and watched 1,000 tutorials and followed all the instructions, and it never worked. So the company that I bought it from was just like, hey, just send it in to us, because we have no idea what's wrong with your PC. But yeah, no, so it's probably that. It's just because this is like a much weaker computer, so that's probably it.
That one was left blank. I guess she lost her nerves.
But hey, I'm glad you're home too, so you don't have to watch it on mobile data, and so you don't have to sit on the curb or the concrete, and don't have to be out in the cold. That's always nice.
Did she run out of time?
I don't know. Maybe.
She strokes the frame a bit with her thumb, slowly and thoughtfully.
Things were so easy before all this. For all of us.
Oh no. Oh no. Other people? Were we expecting other people? I don't think we were. Oh no. Now I'm in the warmth of my home, yeah? Also sitting on the couch, which is always good. See, couches are excellent for sitting. You don't ever want to sit on your bed. I used to have like my TV, like I used to watch TV in my bedroom where it was just like, you know, the bed's the only option, and like sitting on that just is not a vibe. That's what couches are for. So that, good choice. But unironically, that's one of the reasons I really like winter. It's because like I like the feeling of being really cold outside and then walking into a really warm house. It feels like the contrast like hits you so hard. It like feels so cozy to me. I don't know. I'm probably weird in that. I feel like I'm the only person who likes that. Our heart-to-heart is cut short by the echo of the doorbell throughout the house. Millie jumps up in a panic, placing the photo haphazardly on the table before making a beeline for the stairs.
Hey, wait! I'm sorry, I'm not ready yet. Cover for me.
Oh, that's so awkward. But we got it. Anything for Millie. And she's gone. At least he recovered from it quickly. Mike makes his way out of the kitchen for the first time since this morning to greet me, gazing briefly up the stairs before turning to the door. Mike's so funny. He really is. He just feels like... I know I use the word a lot, but he just like feels like genuine of like, he doesn't really like hide his emotions. Like he let like the confusion go over before he like quickly put the smile back on because like, well, you know, like at least they're still here. I'm gonna have dinner with them, yada yada. I'm not gonna like let it ruin it or anything like that. Like he's still like trying, but he like doesn't like, he's like real with how he's feeling. Hi Caprice. Hi Caprice. And her name's Charlie, right? Caprice's mom. I think that's right. Mike takes the lead, twisting the doorknob, revealing Caprice and her mother on the other side.
Hey.
Oh, I'm so right. Look at me go. Charlie, yeah, let's go. I'm so smart. Oh my gosh.
Hi.
Not as warm as I'd expected two lovebirds to be. I guess walking on eggshells about the entire thing is sort of inevitable given the circumstances.
Olive! Long time no see!
Spotting me from behind Mike's back, Caprice worms her way past him to greet me properly.
Come in.
Hey, you're looking well.
She readjusts her hat with a grin, in place of a proper response. Still, it's enough to get the picture. I wish for few things in life outside of having Caprice's, like, self-confidence. I wish I could be, like, have the, like, confidence that she has. Or Miss Shifton, depending on how you asked. Yeah, listen, when it was brought up that was her name last time, I was like, that feels like you're trying to call her, like, Shifty or something. That doesn't feel like it's, like, her real name. So I was, like, so thrown off, like, when Weeb was calling her that. With that out of the way, she makes her way to the Christmas tree, setting down a couple of gifts under the tree with an amount of care and restraint I would never have thought her capable of.
Nice to see you again. I was really excited when I heard you'd be coming over.
The sound of a door closing follows right after. The voice pulls my attention away from Caprice and towards her parents.
It's good to see you too, Miss Shifton.
I grimace, and not from me for once. Thankfully, her smile returns not long after.
Charlie works fine. Looks like Millie's picked out someone just as formal as she is. Speaking of which, where is she?
Caprice joins in our little circle forming around the front door after giving the room a quick scan for her friend. Mike and I answer by turning our eyes up the stairs.
I'll go get her!
That's the first thing I expected and the last thing I wanted to hear.
Let's just hang down here a bit. Give her a minute, okay? But...
It'll be fine. You want to help me finish up some things in the kitchen in the meantime, Caprice?
yeah, okay.
I am stunned at how expertly they diffused the situation before it even had a chance to ignite. I never say as much in front of Millie, but early impressions show they make a good pair. I should count my blessings. I don't know how well I'd be able to cover for her, let alone against Caprice's energy, so it's a relief that I didn't have to in the first place. As Mike and Caprice disappear into the kitchen, Charlie heads the opposite way, propping herself up against the backside of the couch, beckoning me to follow.
You sleep okay? Mike's not making you take the couch, is he?
Oh, he absolutely is.
Yeah, but it was fine. I just told Millie this morning it was a better sleep than my actual bed.
Well, if you're sure. You and Millie doing okay? I don't hear from her much these days.
A hint of sadness at the tail end of that, but only a hint. Just enough to make me feel bad for lying about us.
Couldn't be better. Well, there's some stressful stuff going on, I guess, but... you know what I mean.
I do, yeah.
After a small sigh, the smile on her face grows.
That's a relief to hear. She's been going through a lot, so I was thrilled when I heard she found someone.
That's not quite the response I expected from the person at the root of most of Millie's stresses. Yeah, but like, Millie isn't stressed about it because of like her being like a bad person or anything. It's just for other, you know, related reasons. just to like their relationship in general. My mind thinks back to the picture of her alongside Millie's mom, and my eyes follow. Charlie takes notice, turning her head back to the photo on the table. Without a word, she props herself up and circles around the couch, picking the photo frame up with the utmost care. Mo finally takes notice of her presence, hopping off his resting place and rubbing himself fondly across her leg briefly before making his way back into the kitchen.
Someone's been reminiscing.
Her smile takes on a new meaning, the sorrow in her eyes telling the true story. She brushes slowly at the edge of the frame with her thumb, mirroring Millie's movement almost exactly.
Were you too close?
It's funny because your body stays alert when you sleep in an unfamiliar location, so you don't rest as well. Yeah, I think the first time I learned about that was like on a camping trip with some friends, where a lot of us were talking about like, hey, it's really weird that like when you're out camping, you like for some reason just like it's like natural to just wake up really, really early and really, really easily, and like feel okay about it. And it's just because like your body, like you said, it's just because your body's like trying to stay more alert, because it's like, well, this isn't where I normally sleep. This isn't like my safe space, you know. So it's like that. That's like a cool part of the body, because talking about like having like the baby around is like blah blah conversation about how like inefficiently made humans are. But I'm like, you know what, that function makes sense and works out. I immediately regret asking. I'm not even sure what I'd do with the answer. Nevertheless, she's all too eager to reply.
Adelaide was my best friend. I think about her every day. I hope Millie knows we at least have that much we can still share together.
Thank you, Plastico. Very appreciated. Also, Adelaide is such a cool name.
I'm sorry.
Nothing to be sorry for.
Well, if nothing else, I can at least have a name I can put to the face now. Charlie returns the picture to its rightful place, fiddling with the angle a few times before being satisfied enough to walk away and return to the back of the couch. I still don't understand all the details. The entire marriage is one giant blur, but it's hard to believe there's even an ounce of malice intended here. It'd be a lot easier if there was. And well, that's the thing, is like, at least from all the vibes I'm getting from like everyone here, there's like zero malice. It's just a complicated situation, one that's hitting Millie like particularly hard. But again, she's never given like any like vibes that she's like hateful towards Charlie, you know. At least I haven't like read too much of that. I've heard just kind of being mad about the situation itself.
Dinner's done!
Caprice's shout gets a small jump out of me, while Charlie is entirely unfazed. Charlie and I return to the kitchen entrance, meeting up once again with Mike and Caprice.
You managed to keep him from burning the house down, it looks like. If he was gonna do that, it would have already happened. I was just stuck with setting the table. Just a joke. It smells great, Mike.
As always, don't get your hopes up. I haven't been practicing much since Millie moved out.
One of these days, we're going to get you to accept a compliment.
If you ever figure out how, let me know. I've been trying for about 21 years now.
She's joining us? Oh my gosh. All four of us immediately shift our eyes up the staircase as Millie makes her descent. The gentle smile on her face is undoubtedly a result of her working up the nerves to come back down.
It's good to see you. I was worried you were gonna miss the entire night.
Oh, you know, just wanted to be fashionably late. Hard to pull off when you live here, though.
Well, you managed it anyway.
Millie laughs under her breath, and the tension in the room immediately lightens. It's hard to tell if things are really okay, but if both of them are putting in the effort, this night might turn out okay after all. Caprice is banned from cooking here too. Yeah, listen, when you have Millie and Caprice banned from it, Mike's, you know, he's got to learn how to take it over. But it sounds like he said, hasn't been practicing a whole lot. Also, I just realized that they both have like, oh, never mind. I was gonna say that they both have the exact same like little front bang thing in the front of like their designs, both Mike and Millie. But I'm like, but they're also like pretty different, so it's not really the same thing. Bot deletion complete. Thank you so much, Plastico. Greatly appreciated. Also, I love the little GIF you sent, or like not GIF. I'm the tired brain. I can't think about what it's called right now. It's hard to tell if things are really okay, but if both of them are putting in the effort, this night just might turn out okay after all. Emote. Thank you. I wanted to say emoji, but I'm like, that's not the word. But emote. Thank you. Dinner went as well as it could have. Kind words, catching up, the odd friendly ribbing here and there. There were also a lot of unsubtle pivots away from certain points of discussions as well. It's sweeping the conversation under the rug, but for the sake of the holiday, it was probably for the best. The rest of the evening has been taken up by the unwrapping of gifts. It's a modest pile, but that just allows people more time to say their thank yous after each one. They're called emojis in Discord, but everyone calls them emotes regardless. Yeah, I see. Like in Discord, I always call them emotes. I didn't know that anyone would. I didn't know that they were officially called emojis in Discord, because that's weird. Because they're the same thing as what like is over here on Twitch. Especially if you like subscribe to like someone, you literally can get like their things from Twitch on your Discord if you connect them. So like that's weird. Millie gives me a countertop rice cooker, just big enough for a couple cups, likely due to my recent complaining that mine broke a while back. In return, I managed to find a hardcover copy of one of her favorite novels after learning she likes to collect special editions of her favorites. Awkward as it is, no one seems to notice or comment on how the most will do after a gift is pat on the back or hug. Our individual piles start to grow as the one under the tree continues to shrink. In the end, all that remains is a thin, medium-sized rectangle from Caprice to Millie. Ooh? Mike passes it up to her before resuming his place, standing at the edge of the couch next to Charlie. She absentmindedly tears away at the wrapping as Caprice starts to slowly lean in to watch. Curiosity gets the better of me, and I follow her lead. Millie's smile drops. Oh no. Oh no.
Caprice, what is...
Oh, and Caprice is so... I hope it's not something bad, because Caprice looks so happy about it. So happy to give it to her. Charlie and Mike circle around to take a peek. They both seem just as shocked as Millie. Oh god. Oh no. Oh no. So it's something terrible. Oh god. As she tears away the rest of the paper, the gift fully realizes itself as a painting of Millie's mom. I'm not an artist by any stretch, but even I'm impressed by the quality of it, even if I'm sure that's not the reason why everyone else in the room looks so stunned.
I was originally gonna do it myself. I had been working on it for months, but it just wasn't where I wanted it to be, and I needed it to be perfect. Eileen's the best in the biz when it comes to painting people. I know you still miss her a lot, so I wanted to get you this. Something brand new of her, like a new memory of her, sorta.
Caprice speaks softly, the sincerity plain in her voice, that just makes the accompanying silence that much more painful.
I thought maybe we could hang it up somewhere, together. I don't want you to forget your mom either, Millie. I wanted to prove that.
Oh no. I feel like that might have not been the right thing to say.
But maybe with this, we can move on too?
Oh no, that was definitely not the right thing to say. Oh no. Time passes in total silence, everyone waiting for any sort of response.
Ring is missing.
The way she delivered that line made my heart shrink. That, like, hurt so bad to hear.
Huh?
Her wedding ring.
Oh, well, that's not a big deal, I'm sure.
Not a big deal. It's part of who she was.
Millie closes her eyes, transparently to push back some form of frustration while the rest of us look on.
Look, I appreciate it, but I can't accept this. I'm sorry.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Oh, look. Oh, she said that. Huh?
Hey, come on. Eileen only agreed to help with this because it was for you. People care about you, you know?
Caprice attempts to playfully keep the mood up, but her voice doesn't match her face. Her smile is strained and Millie avoids her gaze completely.
I don't need your club to look after me.
Oh.
Well, one of them has to.
Oh. It was going so well for, almost a night. Millie's expression warps from its previously confused, hard-to-read state into one of anger, staring daggers into Caprice.
Caprice, hey.
Charlie's weak attempt at talking down her daughter has an undertone of resignation. It's too late to put this back in its box, and everyone knows it.
You surround yourself with negative people and experiences, and then wonder why you feel so down in the dumps.
What do you mean? Heather's so lovely. What a wonderful person that anyone would love to be around. Oh no.
You aren't stupid. You know the club stuff isn't what this is about.
I have no idea what this is about. You never try to explain anything, and when we do finally get you to open up, it's all a big contradictory mess.
The volume continues to rise, even through clenched teeth. They're both close to breaking, and I'm dreading finding out which one cracks first.
Oh, I just don't want Mom to be forgotten. Oh, I don't want this reminder of Mom because of some dumb ring.
If it's so dumb, then why are we all making such a big deal about your mom having one now?
Caprice physically recoils back in anger, unsure of how to process that. Her mother keeps her eyes trained downward, fidgeting with the band on her finger.
How can you even say that with a straight face? What's your problem?
Oof is right.
Oh, sorry. Guess it's only dumb when it's important to me. Lesson learned.
Mom and I love you. I just want you to talk to us.
And I just want you both out of my life!
Oh, fuck. Not waiting for a rebuttal, Millie hastily grabs her coat from the coat rack at the door and opens it in the span of a few seconds. I go to follow her on instinct before I stop dead in my tracks as she turns to face me.
Stay here, Olive.
No. I forgot how low that blow was. That whole conversation was just a bunch of low blows back and forth. That was like, it started off as like, I like the gesture is like so understandable, like what Caprice was after, and that she meant nothing bad behind it, and then it just turned into low blow after low blow for the rest of the conversation from there on.
I want... Please.
My legs want to deny her more than anything, but my mind refuses to take another step. As the door slams behind her, my heart shatters. Turning my attention back to the couch reveals a totally different scene than the one that was just there minutes ago. Charlie slumps forward, her face buried deep in her hands.
Oh, Aid.
Mike places a hand on one of her shoulders, giving it a supportive shake. He gently picks up a piece of art that unraveled everyone's best intentions for the night.
It's a beautiful painting, Caprice. Thank you.
Wordlessly, Caprice stands and leaves the room, slamming the door to the guest room behind her. Incredibly out of my element, and with nowhere else to go, I head to the kitchen and bury all my emotions into the waiting pile of dishes, pots, and pans. As I clean, I feel my face getting hotter, and tears prick at my eyes. I should have said something. I should have done something. I should have followed her. No, Olive, this is... I really don't feel like there's anything that they could have, like, done to make that better. Like, this is the most Caprice and Millie need to figure this out. Like, and obviously, like, Charlie and Mike, too. Like, this is, like, their conflict. And, yeah, like, Olive, they can be there to, like, support Millie through it. But, like, it's not really their place to, like, fix it, you know? The painting was very beautiful, but I kind of knew what was going to happen for some reason. Yeah, no. The moment, like, the painting, like, was revealed and I saw, like, the red hair, it's like, oh, no. Like, had the ring been there, I'm sure the outcome would have been so different. And, like, even if Millie didn't react to it, like, in the best way, because, like, again, I understand where Caprice is coming from, but I could also understand why, like, that could not like be like emotionally confusing for Millie, but there wouldn't have been like that important thing missing, so she would definitely wouldn't have reacted as like volatile, been as volatile about her reaction as she was, because this whole thing is about the marriage and like she brought up, like, it's important that your mom has the ring but not mine. Like, I get it, it's only important, it's only like dumb when it comes to me. Like, I get it. And it's like, yeah, if the ring was there, it would have been very different. Even if it hadn't been like a good reaction, it wouldn't have been that bad. But no, as soon as the painting was revealed, it's like, oh no, this is going to ruin it. But it's also like a really sweet gesture though, which is like, that's the hard part of like the entire conflict, is like a lot of what Caprice is doing has the intentions of nothing but like goodwill behind it. But especially when she brings up like the clubs and everything, she's just going about it in a lot of wrong ways, and she's not understanding why what she's doing is like hurting Millie and pushing her away even more, because she, like, in her mind, she's just like, I don't mean it to hurt her. I don't want it to hurt her. I want to help her. I want to be there for her because like she's like my friend, like I care about her, that kind of stuff. But it's just everything she's doing is just not what Millie needs. They're all trying their best. Yeah, exactly. That's like probably like what like has me like the like very invested in like their family conflict right now, is that it's just a bunch of people trying their best, but it's just a huge jumbled mess of just emotions and problems, and everyone's trying to do their best to get through it, but what their best isn't what's best for everyone else, and everyone else wants like everyone else to be okay. So they're all trying to put like what their wants and like needs are onto each other, thinking that'll fix it, when it's really just pushing everyone around, like away from each other, essentially, that kind of thing. Specifically with like obviously like Millie and Caprice, and like Charlie, Mike to Millie, like in that direction. So very good. I should have done anything instead of just standing there. Oh, hey, I think I have heart next to my name now. Oh, you do? Oh, I saw that on Twitter. I forgot what it means. Share the love. What is that? Hang on. I want to look that up really quick. I want to double check what that means. What? Because I thought it was really cool when I saw it, but then I forgot what it means. What does share the love symbol mean on Twitch? Oh, simply share a clip of your favorite streamer anytime. Oh, did you share a clip? Because that's what it says. It does. Oh, yeah. I remember because there was a Grimmy. Yeah? Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah, that would be it then. That's why you got the badge. That's really cool. I didn't. No, like, is that something that like would happen if you like share anyone's thing? I don't really know how that would work because I only looked at it for a second. Hang on, I'm just reading it now. Wait, from February 14th to 28th, we're showing love to the Twitch community to all over the world. Valentine's Day while launching a new channel. Oh, they rolled out a bunch of these. I shared it yesterday. It takes a bit to appear. Oh, okay. That's fair, because, like, Twitch does take a little while to update on things, just in general. So that makes sense. I was just reading more into it. That was another moment, like, I kind of just, like, it was an ADHD moment of, like, I was like, oh, I'm curious to learn more about this thing. And then I just started reading it in silence, being like, oh, yeah, streaming and stuff. But that's really cool. It looks so nice. It's such a cute little symbol. But yeah, let's sorry about that. Also, can you guys see like the little like thing in the screen here? I feel like I'm going a little crazy because it doesn't look like it's appearing very well. It doesn't look like it's appearing very well at all for you guys. But it's like very blatant to me, so it feels weird. Anyways, if it's not appearing for you guys, then that's cool. But I was just curious. Oh no. Oh wait. The night ends with Caprice and Charlie quietly leaving, Mike disappearing into his bedroom, and me falling asleep at the kitchen table, waiting for Millie to return. Oh, what a great end to Christmas. A few hours later. But we're actually going to save that for next time. I think for right now, that's a good place to end it, specifically because I am falling asleep and this is like basically exactly where I wanted to end it off. So that was a good place to do it. And I was like getting a little worried because I'm like, I like to get some progress done on each stream. And I was like, man, if we're only going for like an hour, we're not really going to get much done. But like that ending was just like, a bunch of emotional punches to the chest. Like that was a hard conversation to like watch because it just felt just felt like so real the way that they're tearing into each other. Like I don't know, it was so well done. But yeah, no, I'm really glad the amount of progress. TwoFold is so good. It really is. It's so good. That's like. Everything that Studio Lawn and like people that they work with, everything they put out so good. It's always so good. Like I genuinely love reading these. Like I get so excited for like ever since like I have been back in streaming and actually doing the Women Wednesday streams. It's like, oh, I get so excited to do it. That's why even like though I've like been pretty down and out of it all day just because like I have no sleep, I'm like, no, but I still want to stream TwoFold because it's such a good thing. I hope my thingy can be up to par and get accepted. Oh yeah, no, for sure. It sounds like I'm so excited to read it. I'm so excited to read it. I'm gonna find time for it soon. I think I think over the weekend would probably be good because hey, there's not gonna be a second baby coming out of nowhere, so I should definitely have the time, and I really want to read it, so I'm excited to. But yeah, no, it was just kind of like again, it was a very chill time up until that last scene. So I'm just kind of curious, like, I don't know. Obviously, the obvious thing to be curious about is like, oh, like, how's the conflict going to end? How's everything going to get resolved between everyone? And I do think it is just the obvious answer from like an outsider's perspective. Like, everyone needs to start like looking at it from everyone else's perspectives, and sort of like trying to like again putting their wants and needs onto everyone else. Essentially, that's like the obvious solution to me. But also, obviously, Olive's gonna have something to do with that story since like they're kind of like the main character and everything. I'm close to getting the tech demo done. I'll have to hold on VA work until after I see whether the studio accepts it or not, since they have a bigger reach. That's super fair. You said you were like presenting it to Studio Lawn, right? That's the studio they were presenting it to. Just so we're on the same, just so we're on the same page, because it'd be awkward if that's what I was thinking, and you're like, no, absolutely not. Yep, that's the idea. Okay, cool. Glad we're on the same page. I hope it all goes well, especially if you're actually getting close to having like that tech demo. That's like so exciting because like that's so cool. Yeah, it is so cool. Because like stuff like visual novels is a lot more work than people think it is. It like there's so much that has to go into it from like so many different people to like get it done and get it done like really good. So like and like from how passionate it sounds like you are about it, I'm sure it's gonna be awesome, and I can't wait to read it, and I hope that it like gets picked up. But yeah, I think with that being said, that's probably where we're gonna end it for the night. Mostly good because I am slowly slipping off into sleep. I finished writing Act 1 back in November. It was a solo endeavor until a couple days back. Oh, really? Oh, yeah, cool, because you were talking about, like, how you got, like, your friend to, like, put it all on, like, to Renpai and everything. Is that, like, the main people you got working with you is your friend who, does that? Mm-hmm. Sweet. That's exciting. That's just, I love, like, I don't know. I really love seeing people, like, work on things and, like, hearing about it. That's like when we were doing, like, the Dandelion set, like all of those update streams like had me so excited to like either be there in the audience or presenting them, because I'm like I just love seeing like the progress of people working on things, because I just love like the passion, the creativity, and all the hard work that people put into this kind of stuff, because that's also like what I want to do is like this kind of stuff, just like writing and like getting stuff out there. So like it's super cool to see other people doing it. I'll see if my PC can handle Dandelion set games tomorrow. Listen, if it obviously if it can't, then that's a tragedy. But if it can, they're all so good. Like the way I've put it is like they're visual novels that I'd recommend to people who like are interested in getting into visual novels, because they're like all very like small bite-sized things, but they all feel like a complete package and are all such like well told compact stories that like even if you're like don't like it that much, you're not investing that much time into it because they're only like an hour and a half to like 2 hours at most. But chances are, if you're like open to the idea of visual novels and like them, you're just gonna have a blast for 2 hours. Like the Dandelion sets, like again, were like some of my favorite streams to do because like all four of them are just so good. Like the conclusion of like every single one of those streams was like, dang, I just want more of this thing. I want this thing to keep going, you know? Because it's just so good, and it feels like we've only had it for such a short time. But obviously, it was also like a game jam, so like they only had a month for all these things. But again, that's why I feel like they're like very good. Like, if you want to try visual novels, those are good ones. Also, because like you know they're free. There's not like not too much of a commitment, and they're all just like such high quality. So it's like they're a great place to start. But yeah, I think let's go ahead and call it there, and we're gonna raid on into red. They're doing, hang on, I want to double check what they're doing because I think it's, let's wrap the subathon day 13. That was fun. Thank you guys so much for coming out tonight. I always enjoy doing these streams with you guys. Again, to read TwoFold and Undertale with you guys is always such a blast. So yeah, we'll be back with Undertale tomorrow. What do you mean there are no matches? What do you mean there are no... Wait, hang on. It's because I didn't put in the command. I have to put in the command. Hang on. There we go. Hang on, I want to make sure I'm doing this right. Can't wait to see Millie totally happy next week. Oh, for sure. I can't wait to pull up to TwoFold for just a happy session of a happy family being happy together. And not just Millie eventually comes back and is just a complete wreck. That's totally not going to be what happens. That's the thing, though. Like, because, like, I love her so much, it, like, genuinely, like, hurts my heart. But it's also, like... It's like juicy. It's like good story, you know. It's drama. Okay. Wait. Okay. So I'm so bad at rating. I need to. That's something like I want to like do better at. Is like at the end of like each stream we actually rate into people. It's really well handled. Exactly. Like the only kind of drama that I don't like is like when it feels contrived. When it's like, guys, like this is like the dumbest thing to fight about. Like none of this matters at all. Like what are we doing here? But like with these like the stuff going on here, it's like no, this feels just like really genuine right now. Hang on, why is it not working? Give me just 1 second. Oh, hang on, I think I figured it out. Oh, you'll like Act 2 in my thingy, Lamau. Let's go. That's the thing, because like when you have characters, one of the hardest things like that I feel like a lot of writers struggle with is having characters who are supposed to have like be on the same side or be like friends and everything, like have like a genuine realistic conflict without it being contrived. Like I feel like everyone wants to like pit like their main characters against each other, and it just tends to like not work that well. You know what I mean? So if like your thing is like well handled, then that's just super exciting for me. Because I love seeing characters fight each other and be mad and cause drama, as long as it makes sense and is genuine. Hang on. I'm so bad at this. I need to continue writing. I want to get there already. Dude, that feeling is so real. When I don't know if you've ever done NaNoWriMo before, but this past one, I think I did, was at like 30,000 words halfway into the month, because the whole challenge is like I think to do like 50,000 words in 1 month, so you get a ton done in that 1 month. But it is just like a thing of like I just need to get this done, or I want to do that. You've never heard that before? Oh, it's so cool. They have like a website set up for it and everything, where like again it's just called NaNoWriMo. And every single day you just track in how many words you wrote for that day. And like keep tracks of like there's like gives you a bar, it gives you like achievements and everything. There's like a leaderboard of like what everyone's been getting done. It's such a cool thing. I don't know why it's telling me that Rat isn't streaming. Very weird. Oh, there we go. It's working now. I just had to put it in for the millionth time. Act 1 is 6k words. The other two will be longer, but I don't know by how much. Protagonist VA will have to read everything aloud, and I don't want to overwork them. No, that's so fair. You do gotta worry about that. Especially because like you also have to worry about like budgeting to have like the VAs do that much, you know? Like that's something that like you need to keep in mind. But yeah, anyways, with that being said, we're actually gonna end it for real right now. We're gonna send you guys over to Rat. Everyone be nice, be happy, and I hope everyone has a great rest of your night. Thank you guys all for coming out. I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye bye. We can talk about that on Discord, Lamau. Oh yeah, no, for sure, I'm super down. But yeah, bye bye. I'm so bad at ending things.